Hey everybody, it's me, BK. So today I want to talk about radon, what it is, what to do about it if you find that you have it in your home, and how it relates to your home sale here in the state of Maryland. So radon gas is it's this invisible radioactive gas that's created through the breakdown of uranium in rocks and soil below the ground. And it's actually fairly prevalent in the state of Maryland in most counties. And it can be hazardous at hazardous levels, which I'll talk about in a moment. But the EPA, or the Environmental Protection Agency, they actually say radon is responsible for about 21,000 lung cancer deaths in the United States every year. And then the U.S. Surgeon General says that radon is actually the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States. So it's something to pay attention to. And the way it works in terms of testing is there's something called picocuries, right? So they test levels of radon by looking at how many picocuries per liter of air there are. And the EPA says that if you have an average level of above 4.0, that's considered hazardous, and that you may want to look into remediation. So now the way it relates to your home sale in Maryland is, in any county in Maryland, a buyer can put a radon contingency in your contract. If they do, the way that works is the buyer has to pay for a test. It's usually $100 to $150. And a company comes out and they drop this kit on the lowest level of the home. Radon is usually found in closed basements that don't have much ventilation, right? So there's no sliding doors, or there's very few windows, or the windows aren't open, so the radon gets trapped. So they put this kit down there, they leave it there for at least 2 days, and then they come back, pick it up, and then the kit reveals what the levels are, the average levels of radon over those last 2 days. If it's above 4.0, the buyer can ask you, the seller, to remediate by installing one of these radon mitigation systems. There are passive systems and active systems. The difference is an active system has a fan. And how that works is, if there's a sump pump down there, they can put it down through the sump pump. They run a PVC pipe up and out of the home, and they stick a fan out there which sucks the radon out into the environment. And so if the buyer asks you, the seller, to do that, and you do that, that's great, and the contract can move forward. But that contingency actually allows the buyer to change their mind about the sale. So they could either just say, forget it, I don't want to buy your house. Or if you refuse to remediate, they can void your contract as well. Now, if the buyer in Montgomery County doesn't put a contingency in the contract for radon, the law requires, again, for detached homes and townhomes, that you do the test yourself, right? So again, you can either pay the $100, $150. You can go to Home Depot, you could go to Lowe's and buy your own, but then it's kind of a pain in the neck. You got to mail it into some lab. It takes a lot longer. But if you pay for the test, it doesn't matter what the results are. When we get the results back, the listing agent just sends the results over to the buyer's agent, who delivers the information to the buyer, and then the buyer just needs to, act accordingly, however they can do with what they, please with that information. So that's what radon is. That's how it works. If you have high levels of radon in your home, you may want to consider a radon system. You can just Google it in your area. I'm sure you'll find a company that does that and offers the radon mitigation systems. And, here in Maryland, if you have that contingency, now you know how it works. If you are interested in me evaluating the value of your home, you can just go to my website, briankerrigan.com, and request what we call a comparative market analysis. I take it very seriously. I'll do that report for you here in Maryland and send that to you. If you want to just set up an appointment to talk with me for 15 or 30 minutes, you can also schedule that right on my website. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.